Well, Dick Dinger here, working on this knife, and working on this thing for a couple weeks. I'm not fast, but I've got it shaped pretty good and ground out the bevel, and now I'm removing all the big file marks, and I'm using this nice fine file and sandpaper. So just to let you guys watch, see what I do. This might not be the right way to do it, but as IC Weld says, it's the way I do it. So we can just listen to the fan and sound of the steel. Well, got my glasses. Can't see. Can't see. Gotta put my glasses on. Yeah. Takes a while. This gets me out of my wife's hair, and she can watch her shows, and I can come out here and get rid of work. So the thing you got to just try to do is keep your file flat on your bevel. The steel will open up. If you get too high up here, no big deal. You can just, when you come up and you're sanding it later with your super sander, you know, it'll take out all that stuff. Work that out. I'm not a professional knife maker by any means. But, I like to play around. I like steel. I like steel a lot better than I like wood. This is a 4142 tool steel, and I annealed it like 3 times. And oh man, where is it? Started out with some round stock. Forge that up on the forge. My little Harbor Freight anvil, and took me about 3 hours because I don't know what I'm doing. Just having fun, driving my neighbors crazy. Because who wants to hear on their Saturday you clank around on steel all day? But oh well. I made them knives. They're like, "What are you doing over there?" "I'm making knives." "Geez, it sure is loud." And you say you're sorry, and then a couple weeks later you come over and give them a nice steak knife, or something, new paring knife, and they're like, "Holy crap, that's the best knife I've had." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it may not be the prettiest, but it'll sure do you right. Just take care of it. Like, if you want it sharp again like it is now, and bring it over here." I usually find that if you do something like that, then they don't mind too much. Just, I don't do it every weekend. I'm cyclical in my projects. Like, I'll work on the Hummer, or I'll just do yard work. Down here in Texas, yard work entails scraping up 12-15 bags of freaking live oak leaves every fucking week. Well, sorry, every couple weekends. And that goes on for a couple weeks. And now the leaves are gone, but now we got the pollen. So my freaking Hummer looks like it's got gold coat on it. So that's always fun. But as you can see, you're just working the steel, trying to get all the big file marks out, right? Big files, like I've got a coarse file hooked up to my thing jigger I made for keeping the bevel right. and it's super coarse. And like, this file's really nice and small teeth on it, so it doesn't gouge up the metal as much. But the hardest part is back here by the cut in. And I'm sure that thing's wiggling pretty good. I haven't decided if I'm going to buy the camera and the stand and all that right now. I'm just using my phone. It's in my vise. So we'll just see how this goes. I might end up buying something. See, that's moving around a lot, right? So yeah, move her up. Yep. Sure wish I had a beer, but I was getting too chunky, so I stopped trying to do the drinking. I don't care who you are. You've been working on drinking like I have for as many years. You go to stop. It's not too bad, but man, sure do got the things that you like to drink a beer with, or bourbon. I love bourbon more than I do beer. I'm a Knob Creek man. To me, it's just the best thing for your butt. But I don't know if you can see that, but like the big scratches are going away. Just a little bit of work, just keeping it straight on that bevel. And like the file just rests on it. It just rests there and just help it along its way. And as you're taking the steel off, you can see if you got it crooked. Well, if you got it crooked, you have to do a little adjustment here. Lean it this way, lean it that way. And the thing you got to realize is if you don't get these file marks out, or these rough marks out now, when you're up into your finer grits, 120, 200, up to 2,000 is what I take them to. A scratch like this will show up like anything, because when you're getting the knife up the mirror finish, and you got a gouge in there, well, it doesn't look too good. Who wants a knife? I mean, I got some forge marks in there, but that just adds a little character. That's what I say. I don't know many things in life that are perfect. Well, maybe a sunrise up in Montana, up by Bowie. That's pretty perfect. Seeing the sun come up over the mountain, and listen to the world work up. Everybody's hungry then. You can start the day. See? Get some thing off here. I know it's like a start in the middle on this, but I'm never just a full thing dude, but like this is what the side looks like when you start. Alright, see how it's all burnished up and there's just stuff everywhere, and now that I've got that file on there, I'll go up there and start hitting some sandpaper I'm going to send it off to this feller up in Dallas. It's got an electric furnace. Do the heat treatment on this, because for a 1042, man, it's quite a process. You got to take it up to like 1250 degrees for an hour, then drop the temperature 200 degrees an hour until it's room temperature. And I haven't been able to find a way to sneak that past the wife yet. So I guess I'll just send it to this fella. So this is a sanding thing I got from a store that does wood, but it's a 120 grit. It's got that fine point on it and a round point. And as you use it, you just advance it and all this kind of stuff. So I need to work on some marks right here. So I'll just take that, get it in there just as good as I can. Try to get all the scratches out. Because like I was telling you, man, taking a scratch out when you've got 400 grit sandpaper ain't fun. No siree dude. You know, 120 grit's kind of high to start doing this, but I do usually use like an 80 or something, but I ran out of the 80 strips, so I just got 120 and above. Then you kind of be like, you know, Dick, why don't you just put it on the grinder? Well, I'm not good enough yet. And, you know, that is therapeutic. You know, grinder's kind of nice. But, man, I like the feel of the steel. I like the feel of it. I think I'm going to try some 120 grit on this now. Maybe 150. This is just a octagon bar of aluminum that I kind of did up and going to get wet, so take off the gloves. Put it on there and just roll it up. You got to get it wet. Got to get it wet. So, squirty bottle with water and a little bit of soap stuff in there, and just find it and then start rubbing. And for this, you know, I'm going to be sending it up there to get tempered. But I've got to quench it first. And you know, once you get it tempered and once you send that thing off to get the heat treatment, man, your steel is hard. So if you do all your sanding, get all the big stuff out, I'll probably take it up to 400 grit before I send it, because once it comes back, it'll be all scaled and everything, and you kind of got to start over. But if you spent the time on before you send it there, it ain't so bad getting those marks out. It's not really marks, man. Scale just kind of eats at the steel a little bit. Not too dry. Yeah, I made this thing out of the front of a forklift and plate steel. Got washers over here on this side, keep it level. It doesn't flex. You know, I like a nice steady base when I'm working on this. I don't want the knife to move, and don't want my base underneath to move. Yeah, it's looking good. Good. It's still got some lines in it. That's alright. That's what this afternoon's for. Yeah. I was watching this fella on the YouTube. I don't remember his name. Chris something. He was active years ago. You know, he used to make the most beautiful, beautiful knives. God. Yeah, he had something kind of like this. That I just watched the YouTube, and I watched 4 or 5 guys doing stuff. Turn it into my own. Take a little bit from him. Take a little bit from that guy. Take a little bit from that lady. Just get it up good. See, I got some scratches right there. I'm gonna detail that with this little pin. It gets right in there on that steel. Good. And it's flat, so you keep it flat on it. So you transition from the flat up here to the bevel. Sometimes you get marks up on it. And just a little bit of work. A little bit of work. A little work never hurt nobody. Well, I'm sorry, I could be wrong, because I've met some people that seem to be allergic to work. Hey, that's just their thing, you know. I've been working since I was a kid. Had to. I don't mind it, man. I can't wait till I retire. It's going to be a while. Yeah, look at that. Good sauce right there, man. Oh. Now, the blade isn't sharp yet, right? And the reason is because, you're going to be taking that steel up to 1200 degrees for the quench, and then 1200 degrees for that tempering. And if you got a nice sharp point on that thing and you put it in the oven like that, you're going to burn the tip. And that's where the steel ends up getting super brittle. So I'll wait and then put another bevel right there. Get a nice sharp point on that strong serviceable blade to like be able to where you can use it, not worry about the blade rolling over. Doing any of those kind of things. So yeah, just working it. And a little bit more rhythm on it. Yep. Can't tell you, it's a nice Saturday. Weather's perfect in the 80s. God, I wish it stayed like this all the time. But weather's like this, I can't afford to live. I'll tell you what. This could take hours. I'll probably put 6 hours into getting the bevel right. And I ain't fast. I'm not a production line. Just out here doing this, and kind of tough because I usually got my music playing, but I guess the people on the YouTube are all up in arms about you playing other people's music without paying them royalty or something. So I've been looking for some of that royalty-free music. I found some, but where can you find some good boots and pants that's free? Yeah. See, right there, just that little rub just put some scratches in it going that way. God dang it. There it is. All right. We're getting close. Yeah, no, always. You gotta have lights. And you gotta have lights to see your steel. I got 2-3 lights up there and a light right here. So you can see from all different angles. See, like I got scratches going up this way. A little scurry stuff there. And just work on this part. Get those scratches out. There we go. Yeah, god dang it. Look. See that? Still got scratches going up and down. It's 150 grit, it might do it. There we go. Nice. Who hell it? Who Nelly was on my wife's side. She's a crazy old lady. Man, she was fun to talk to. Man, she tell you everything about. She tell you everything about everybody, man. She didn't care. But you know, everybody used to joke about her, but she sure was good. Sorry to see her go. But all right. So see, it's not bad now. Put a little bit of light on that so you can see. It's kind of rough. That's all right. We're it's only 150 grit. You know, Ford's marks, character, right there, character. That's character too. So that's a lot of character. That's going to be hidden up underneath the handle. And I'll sand all this to make it smooth and everything, so the epoxy holds to it really well. So I guess we'll go ahead and start on this other flat. A couple washers up underneath there. Put that blade about like that, so you can get up here a little bit, right? And what I should do is I should drill another hole and put another thing back there to hold it, but you know, it's a little faster. And I don't feel like drilling holes today. I've already done enough. Alright, so we're going to work this file first. Gloves. Put gloves on when I work in files because it hurts my dainty little hands. I work in the computer world and I don't have those proper man hands yet. Because I wasn't out here much in the summer or the winter. Sorry, had some stuff going on. So now you guys are going to see this whole thing on this side. Yeah, I've been practicing on some rock tips, or Tonto drop tips. I did that on the belt sander, freehanded it. And my ends bevel didn't come up right, but I was having troubles with the tip, so I'll do that by hand. Yep. That's just $10.95 you can get off the internets for cheap price, like $20 for 4 pieces. Good stuff to practice on. And you know, if I ever want to get up in the real deal, I'm going to have to build me a heat treating oven. Right now I'm working on getting the 100 amp line to the shop. It's about that big ass welder over there. I don't know if you can see it. EASB Multimaster 260. And it pulls 60 amps. Well, then I've got an air compressor, and I've got a bunch of lights, and I've got that 2 horsepower motor over there on the belt sander, but it's a 120. That's one reason why I want to get it up there, so I can get me like a 3 horse motor and give me a variable speed controller, so I can run that some gun in 3 phase. Get some torque on it, variable speed. Right now I just got 1 speed, 1,825 RPM. It'll do the work, but man, it takes a long time. So then you're like, Dick, why are you doing all this stuff by hand? It takes a long time. Well, I don't mind. It's nice. It's a great way to spend Saturday. Heck, when the pandemic was full swing and we were staying here, I'd take my lunch and come out here and work for 30 minutes and go inside and eat a little bit of chow. And that was good. That's back when I worked my other place, so. Now I got a new one. And it is fun. Lots of work. Lots of work. I mean, I'm tired again coming home. But just tired because I'm working. Working hard. Well, as hard as you can in IT. I mean, the hardest day I've ever had at work compared to nothing like days back in the Army. Yeah, well, that was a long time ago, back when I was a young man. Woo, gotta love that water. Alright, so I'll show you. Remember what that looked like just a couple minutes ago? Remember that? Look at that. See that? Let's get some light in on it. See? That was what, 10 minutes or so? 10, 15 minutes? I don't know. All I know is grilling some pork tonight. Yeah. A little bit of pork, some green beans, and make a salad. Should be tasty. Yeah, I went to. See, I don't know the rules about the YouTube stuff. We went to Brotherton's Barbecue today for lunch. So we'll replace the Pflugerville. Boy, I tell you what, man, their brisket was so tender. I'm doing that keto diet, so can't get it on any of the other stuff, you know, like carbs and whatnot. But man, they had some pretty good green beans. Had those. And so I got lots of cuts in right here, so I will file right here by the back cut in, and just as long as you make sure you keep on your bevel line, you can do pretty good. What that'll do is that'll erase the big grooves made by that coarse chisel. Not chisel, dang it. File. And it'll bring it in a little bit more manageable. And you know, I don't know how other people do it. Oh yeah, I do. You know, they'd be on the machine and get that all right. But, you know, just seems whenever I try to do it, I monkey up the steel, because I think we've got my grinder a little too high. And it's a 4-inch instead of a 2-inch. You know, you don't have the control. But, you know, I find you don't have to push hard on this. You don't have to push hard. I mean, whenever you use an abrasive pad, you know, whatever it is, grinder, die grinder, sandpaper, if you're pushing hard, yeah, you might get some really good sanding right at the beginning, right when you start. But then that sandpaper wears off, you know, the grit's gone. And changing out pieces of sandpaper fast, new flapper disc all the time. Just let the weight of the flapper disc work for you. And then, you know, I'm not pushing down too hard. You know, because you do that, then you get cut marks, bad ones. And what we're trying to do is just shave this steel to get all these scratches out. Shave it. Yeah, it's going to be a cheek out there. I need to move this. You can come out a little bit. There. Come on. Come on. Was that tight on it? Shit. Whoops. Now I did it. Lefty. There we go. Devil's in the details. Yeah, I get confused upside down. Some big scratches right here. There we go. See, what's crazy is you'll sit there and think you got it all clean, right? When you start coming at it from this other angle, and you realize it was just covered up. Once you get stuff going the same direction, you know, it kind of bleeds out those marks. And this thing's still there. Woo, Daily! Just keep on doing this. That's knocking the filings out. You know, yeah, I can get my iron brush and do that, but this is so fine. It just comes out when you tap it. Yeah, I wasn't going to go to the scrapyard today with my buddy, but I guess he stayed up too late. I called him and he never answered. So I went ahead and I bought some drilled and slotted brakes for the Hummer. Just putting those big ass tires on there. Made it to where it didn't want to stop. I almost hit somebody on Mopac the other day. Because that Chingauser decided to look at all that space up there. I'm just going to cut right in front of him. And I was doing that because I knew that I couldn't stop like I used to. And I almost rear-ended him. I almost swerved at the last second and, you know, went over that other lane. Thank God there was nobody there. Because I would have demolished that little Hyundai. I mean, the Hummer's just at like 7,700 pounds before the tires. I don't even know how much each of those tires weigh. I sure do push my spleen out my belly button when I'm trying to pick them up. So, you know, that thing could be up to 9,000 pounds. Man, that's probably not that much. It's in the eighths for sure. Yep, gonna have to do a little bit of tension right here. Gotta get those marks out. There we go. I think we got them. No, we didn't. Dang it. They're still there. Well, my wife and I are going to Galveston next weekend. 33rd wedding anniversary. We back when we got married back in '89, we were young and broke. I worked at Jiffy Lube and she worked at a flower shop. You know, we didn't have much money. We, you know, had the little one. Right. After this. So we saved up some money, went on down to Galveston, stayed at the Galvez. It was extravagant. You know, this is back in '89, and we got down there, and people at Galvez found out it was our wedding, our honeymoon. And I ain't gonna tell you this, but we got up to our room. And there's a bottle of champagne. And we were both surprised because we're yet 21. But you know, it was a honeymoon. We already had a kid. So we were kids playing an adult game. So we had a fun night that night. Stayed a weekend and had a great time, so we like to go back. Stayed at Galvez a number of times after that. That's a really cool restaurant. The restaurant they got theirs in there too. But the hotel is old, haunted as all get out, so they say. I never saw anything. We stayed at this other hotel. The hurricane took it out. It was that one that was up in the water. I don't remember the name of it. They tore that down, and they built that pleasure pier, which is I guess some people like that, but, you know. We've been down there too a couple times. It's just kind of fun on a Friday night. We like going up there for Dickens weekend in December. It's people dressing up in old-timey stuff, and then now the steampunk genre is like huge up in there. Huge. So it's kind of neat seeing that. I don't dress up because Dick Danger doesn't dress up and stuff like that. I'm just there with my t-shirt, shorts, comfortable shoes, and got on my reflective sunglasses so I can look at everything and not make people feel too creeped out. 'Cause you know what they say, it's okay to look at the menu, just never order. And that goes both ways, man. I don't care if my wife looks. Don't touch. Or if she does, fuck it, man. Dang it. Forget it, man. Just ignorance is bliss. I don't want to know. But I ain't got to. I don't care. Man, we try to be good people. I got a big old scratch right here at the tip. That's it. That's it. That's what I like to see. Nice. Left. Yep. Left. Let's see. All right. The only Matco tool I own. Oh, look at that. See, all them scratches are gone. Well, no, dang it. There's a little bit right there. Drop the sander down here. Got to get it. You know. So I'm not going to tell you this, but so I heard that you need to watch out when you bend over and there's a blade like that. You might end up scratching yourself pretty good with it. That's what this other guy was telling me. Not like I'd ever do anything like that. You know, I'm stumbling in from the shop again, and wife's like, "Oh crap! What'd you do now? What'd you do now, Dick?" And I'd be like, "Well, I think I can actually take care of this one. No hospital. Not like the time I stabbed myself. No, that was good. That was back in my drinking days." Yeah, it's still in there, man. Still in there. You know, anybody can make a knife, okay? And oh, there's a dog. I don't know. It's getting those scratches out that are tough. But, lets people know that maybe you know, I might not be a master knifesmith. You know, it's not my day job, but I can at least rub on stuff until it don't got no marks in it. So I'm gonna hit this with some sandpaper and and get it ready to go. Pretty much thinking that's it. So Dick Danger, you guys have a good one.